Conjuring house.
Voices, footsteps, doors opening and closing.
The home in Burrillville, Rhode Island, a destination for people seeking to witness paranormal activity and communicate with the afterlife.
And you can just feel it at times. It can feel palpable.
Jacqueline Nunez purchased the property made famous by the movie TheConjuring nearly 2 years ago. Her plan was to make the home a top attraction for paranormal enthusiasts from all over the world.
The family that lived in that home was the Perron family.
They really had to tone it down for the film. What do I have to take out of the film in order to get a PG-13? And they said there's nothing you can remove. It's just too scary.
Walking in through the front door, how much time passed before you knew that something was different about this house?
About 5 minutes.
When you moved into this house, did your parents have any idea about the history whatsoever?
No, of course we knew it was extensive. 8 generations of one extended family lived and died in that house, and many of them never left. I hear voices in my room, and they're all talking at once, but they're all saying the same thing. And she said there are 7 dead soldiers buried in the wall. Mrs. John Arnold hung herself in the barn when she was 93 years old. We found out that there were a couple of other hangings in the house as well. Bathsheba Sharman lived in the house. She was accused.
When I say classic, old school, throwback horror when describing a film like The Conjuring, what do I mean? The definition of classic is judged over a period of time to be of the highest quality and outstanding of its kind. A work of art of recognized and established value. Old school goes a little bit further, usually approvingly to refer to someone or something that is old-fashioned or traditional. A phrase such as throwback is used in reverence as a past tense, a reversion to an earlier ancestral characteristic, i.e., The Conjuring blends old school spook show traditional haunted house fare and excels supremely without the use of excessive blood and gore. The Conjuring relies on throwback haunted house scares, relying heavily on tension and mood, sound design, and daylight frights. To put it plainly to you folks, The Conjuring fucking delivers. The story opens in Harrisville, Rhode Island in the year of our Lord 1971, when the unassuming Perron family purchased a New England farmhouse to start over. Before we unbox this thing and talk about this film a little bit, I want to tell you my personal story with The Conjuring and why it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Now, this story that I'm about to tell you, I've told on the channel before in various live streams and whatever. It was very irresponsible of me. I take full accountability for being a total dickhead at work, and I guess maybe just wanted to kind of push my luck in times when I shouldn't have done that. The story goes, I'd heard about this film called The Conjuring and I was working graveyard shifts. I was working with an individual that had extreme schizophrenic behaviors and he was locked down in a house where he could not leave. Okay, I was tasked to come over, spend the night, make sure he did not break his parole, and it was a very locked up, lock and tight kind of situation. And I came across The Conjuring and I decided I'm gonna get this movie and I'm gonna watch it in this house. Now this house was an old farmhouse, it was on the river, and there'd been a lot of deaths in this house. And the person that I was watching the place, he was convinced that it was haunted by this ghost, and this ghost would torment him late at night. I would hear these weird things, and I was like, man, I mean, I'm stuck here. I'm getting paid to be here and sleep. I might as well do something that I like. I was just totally in the wrong with this, and I brought The Conjuring into this man's home. Okay, I remember he went to sleep. He was listening to extremely heavy metal music. He was having a really bad day, and I brought this film into his place, push play, and sat back on the bed. Now, this was a home that was multiple stories, it was not renovated whatsoever. It had alarms on the doors and stuff, so this guy could not get out. And I started this film. I'd never seen it before. And not only did this movie scare the fucking absolute shit out of me, watching it in that house was one of the worst things that I've ever done, as far as things that I heard in this house, the things that he said while this stuff was happening. It was just a real dirtbag move for me to do, and the film has a really, really special place in my heart because of it. I spoke with the gentleman, he ended up watching it the next day, loved the movie, and was like, the ghost liked the movie too. This particular ghost, that I seen multiple times at his house. It was intense, and the supernatural things that happened there, people that I know and love had also worked out there, and they would not return to the house because of the things that they seen and because of the way the certain female ghost was talking to him. And it just really unnerved me that night, and I apologized multiple times. He was having these wicked behaviors, and I didn't sleep at all. But because of that, and because of James Wan and some of these stories, The Conjuring means a lot to me. I think that this is one of the best fucking horror movies of the last 25 years. I think next to Hereditary, I don't know what movie is as good as far as like classic haunted house horror than The Conjuring. So that is my personal story with it. Shame me if you will. It was really the last time I'd ever done anything like that. Knowing there was paranormal, I was like, let me see. I'm only going to be at this job for it was working graveyards. I wanted out of there. I needed a new job, and I was willing to kind of press my luck, if you will. And that was the wrong move. Now that I've shared my story with you, let's talk about The Conjuring as a film. Now, this is a film that's based on true events. If you know Ed and Lorraine Warren, I didn't write any scripts for this. I'm just going to kind of free flow. Ed and Lorraine Warren, for better or for worse, love them or for hate them, however you want to think about them, they're important to me in my story, especially the Amityville Horror. That is one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. That book completely possessed me when I was a younger kid, and I thought that The Conjuring, it is just such a great time as far as bringing back those old school haunted house vibes, man, from the early 70s. James Wan here on this Blu-ray really knew what he was doing. He took the right amount of time, the right amount of tension, and just filled this movie with just 100% scares and just fear. And he really did a lot without having to use a bunch of blood and gore. And I'm a huge fan of that. I thought that part 2 was even better, but there's something about being stuck in that farmhouse, how big it is, how sprawling the property is, knowing that there's a witch on the property, that already gets an extra star for me. I'm such a huge fan of witches and the story and anything New England, anything in the bitter cold, anything that's gross and nasty like that. I'm a huge fan, and he does that without having to give you all this disgusting gore, which I'm a huge fan of too. So yeah, The Conjuring just blew my fucking socks off, man. Excellent use of the sound design and the way that he punches up all these scares, and I love the idea of having the Annabelle doll in there. Fun fact, the Annabelle doll has a move. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that. I love Lorraine Warren. I thought that she was just naturally one of the coolest things. I mean, I've kind of studied her growing up, and whether it's fact or fiction, whether you believe everything was a hoax, either way, they felt like some of these things that they found was deemed malevolent enough to have their museum of haunted artifacts. I always wanted to go there and see that. I thought that was one of the coolest thing, to be able to touch pure evil like that. And so hats off to Lorraine Warren. Rest easy out there. I know that she had passed away. And then also Ed. So let's talk about The Conjuring. This is a film that was filmed in 2013, so it looks really, really good on Blu-ray. This is the one that I've had for a long time, this lenticular hide and clap. It's got special features. Hey, that thing is probably way expired because I've had it for 12 years. But I love this release. So now let's talk about this brand new limited release from Warner Brothers, the UK Ultimate Collector's Edition. Okay, here is what it looks like. We're just going to kind of go through it together. Thick, matted, but really smooth and nice. I got to take this off of here because we're opening it now for the first time. Oh my God, Okay. Hold up. Came from all the way overseas from the Movie Room, guys. Check them out. They got a couple of these left. So this is what the chunky box looks like. This is $59.99, I think. And on the back you get diabolical forces are formidable. These forces are eternal and they exist today. The fairy tale is true. The devil exists. God exists. And for us as people, our very destiny hinges upon which one we elect to follow. I was reading that backwards on the screen, so that's from Ed Warren. That's a direct quote. Let's open this bad boy up. This is the new steelbook that you can get at Walmart for $29.99. I believe it's on Amazon too. And I do like this steelbook look better than the really zoomed in version of that. So this is pretty cool. It looks very 70s. Here's the back. It's got the clock stuck at 3:07. Forever it was 3:15 in the other videos. 4K and a Blu-ray. My 4K is actually in the player because I just finished watching it, And let me tell you something, man, The Conjuring in the daylight still brings the scares. I still fucking love it so much. Here is the steelbook. Let's open this guy up. We got The Conjuring. Nice high gloss. We're going to open this thing up. And it came in one of these. You guys have probably seen these before. These Warner Brothers boxes, okay? So inside we have a poster. Let's go ahead and open up our poster here so you can see. Now, if you're a super fan of The Conjuring, this might be for you. If you just kind of enjoy The Conjuring and you want to have it on 4K because you watch it often, then maybe $29.99 and the steelbook is, more up your alley. Love the poster. I'm definitely going to put up the original one with the farmhouse. Then right here, it's got the hide and clap instructions on how to play, okay? Freeze frame that if you want it. That is your little thumbnail. Go play with your kids, man. Really do something wholesome for your family. I believe it's got an 8-page booklet that's really nice, really well printed. There's no nudity. There's hardly any bad language in this film. There's no fucking cursing. So this is something you can really share with the whole fucking family. Do it on like Easter Sunday, man. Really get into it. I'm kidding. Then we've got like really high gloss photos here and lobby cards, which some people love them. Some people don't know what to do. Some people are serial killers, and that's okay too. All right, Ed and Lorraine. Infestation, oppression, possession. Playing the game. That's such a good image, dude. I'm telling you. Okay, and then on the back they've got the kind of matte version where the other ones are high gloss. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What else is inside? It looks like we've got a sticker, which is smaller than Methuselah here. So this is based on the true case files of the Warrens. Where are you going to put that? Like maybe if you got your little Stanley or your Yeti, I like both, maybe can fit somewhere. Like this is how big it would be on your cup. I don't even know if you can see that. It is so small. Chinese fortune, ancient Chinese secret, huh? Then we've got more postcards because of course you do, right? That was a lemon seed. Put lemon in your water, dude. Change your life. I'm telling you. Squeeze a whole lemon in there, put the whole rind and everything. All right. Rind, peel, whatever you call it. That's such a cool picture of Lorraine and James Wan. Awesome, dude. Awesome stills from The Conjuring. And in the back, I'll just have these. So I want to say you get like 10 different kinds of lobby cards with this film. You get that really, really awesome poster, double-sided. Of course, you get the booklet. You get the hide and clap instructions. You get the smallest sticker in the history of stickers. And yeah, the lobby cards in a nice little carrying case. And this is the ultimate collector's edition. Now, let's talk about how this thing looks, okay? And before we put it together, the inside is like almost like that Bible red that, is really super nice. This fits in there just like so. Let me get this little piece of that on there for the taping. Can't have that. The Conjuring. Thick, chunky box. One of my favorite horror movies. Always put your J cards in there so you can. People want to know what's the special features. Well, you just pull it right out of your little box there. There's 2 brand new ones. I didn't watch all of them. They're kind of short, but they did port over all the other special features. So let's talk about. We'll talk about the audio first because that's everyone's big complaint. There is Dolby DTS 5.1 audio. It sounds fucking good. It still rumbles the house. The Conjuring is a film, though, that has tons and tons of horrific elements. It's got door slamming. It's got things falling off the wall. It's got the clock stopping. It's got glass breaking. It's got clapping. It's got fucking everything that you need for the traditional haunted house tropes. You got the woman up on the top of the wardrobe. You got the piano going. This would really benefit from Dolby Atmos. It just really, really would. And Conjuring 2 has Dolby Atmos. Whatever. It's not the end of the world, and it's not going to say, hey, you shouldn't buy this because it doesn't have Dolby Atmos, but it is something to think about if you're someone that really, really likes, a really big 7.1, like a powerful system, and you've got maybe like $1,000 invested in sound. You want your newest movies to sound the best that they can. So I think that this thing, it still sounds really good. I went out to check the mail while I was playing just the title screen. My house was rumbling, right? I keep it at 28, it goes up to 32. It was really, really loud, even with the Dolby Atmos track not there. So, that's maybe negative a point. Okay, now let's talk about the visuals. I've heard people say that it just looks okay because this Blu-ray looks so good. I think that this was a noticeable jump. I think that My TV is dialed in. The blacks with the Dolby, there's no Dolby Vision, but you get Dolby, you get HDR10. So no. You get HDR10, and so all your blacks are just fucking pitch black. And so it looks so good when they're showing establishing shots of the barn and the farm, and they're just kind of like introducing folks. And it's got, when it shows like Ed and Lorraine, and it just, you can see the grit and the grime in this film. Would it look good with Dolby Vision? Of course it would look better with Dolby Vision, but I'm a big fan of HDR10. So HDR10 Plus, I think that this film is a definite upgrade. It's the best version I think we're going to get. And I'm giving it my full fucking stamp of approval, man. Not only is it, I think you got to go movie first. And if you love this fucking movie, you're going to want to get it in the best possible way so you can watch it with your friends and relive it multiple times. This has been with me for a long time. This is a great, great fucking version, okay? But it's not even close to as good as this. This is a huge, huge upgrade, okay? Now, does it need to be a $50 upgrade or a $30 upgrade? It definitely needs to be, probably at least, I mean, you can get it with the slip for $25 and the steelbook's $29. So it's up to you. Are you a super fan that wants this really nice, you know, big chunky box on your shelf? Because I just kind of like the way that these look. I like the way that these feel. This has got the Arrow second sight smell to it. It's just a really important movie to me. So I think if you're a fan of this film and you want to drop $20 on one of your favorite films, definitely do it. For the visuals and the video upgrade, this is a 4K. Now it's not a complete remastering, right? But it still looks really, really good. Okay, I thought that, I mean, I was impressed, man. When they're showing Annabelle, I was like, oh my God, this is cool. So, I mean, guys, check it out. And then if you want to get this from the movie room, you know what to do. Go to their website, type in Beyond 10 in the promo section, all caps, Beyond 10, save yourself 10% off your purchase. Anything over $75 gets you free shipping. Go there. They are the best to deal with. A movie that I had to have, and if it sold out, kind of like that Exorcist Bible, which is my favorite horror movie, I would have kicked myself in the ass. So guys, I love you very much. Take care. See you soon. Cheers. Oh, wait. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. Would you do me a favor? Would you be a dove and just like, comment, and subscribe? Do you like The Conjuring? Or do you not like The Conjuring? Talk some shit down there. What don't you like about it? Is it just overhyped? Did you hate like the whole Conjuring universe that's got 7 or 8 films, and you didn't like The Nun, but you kind of like parts of this, and all the Annabelle movies were like, let me know what you think about it. Okay, I personally think that the first 2 Conjurings are great, and there's an Annabelle film that's a total 70s throwback that I really like. Is it Annabelle Comes Home, maybe? I thought that it was fucking great. And so, you know, I did not like the 3rd one, but I'm going to be there next Friday, opening night, watching this in the D-Box seats, getting my fucking ass handed to me. So like, comment, subscribe, guys. Take care. Cheers.